Woke up. What is up? What is up? What is up? What is up? Appreciate everybody coming in today for what is sure to be a great, not just morning report, but even better Pantheon stream. I'm predicting two very, very big streams today for this space, for this community, for this channel, for everybody. Because there was, we speak like we talked to. Let's just jump into everything. We're not going to jump. We won't jump straight into the T'Challa news first, but we talk T'Challa every day, like we talked yesterday. As we talked,
Yeah. He just keeps coming up over here. So about like
it just
representation
happened.
seems to matter.
Yeah, it just happens. So we are going to, of course, discuss that. We're going to discuss James Gunn confirming the Superman saga. We're going to discuss the Avengers, Chris Evans, Captain America plot that has been revealed, that seemingly has also debunked the evil Avengers, maybe even showing up. So we're going to get into that as well. We'll get into a few little other things. Those are our main topics. But other than that, I think, again, you don't want to miss today's show or this evening's Pantheon stream.
No, they don't. Unless they're racist.
Where do we want to start? Actually, let's, I sent it to you. So let's pick one of those lesser ones and start there.
When you say lesser ones, though, closer to the bottom or closer to the top?
Bottom.
Closer to the bottom. All right. Avengers and the TVA, that one?
Oops. Let's start with the Spider-Man stuff because it's just more of the same.
Oh, we're starting with Spider-Man today. That's interesting. It's no longer the like the heavy main event story that we do usually. There isn't a shadow of doubt that Spider-Man Brand New Day is taking inspiration from Marvel Insomniac's Spider-Man game. Who's reporting this?
No, this is just people making more comparisons to the video game and it looking a lot alike in some of the things that they're doing, other than being debunked that Feast is not going. Well, Feast won't be in it, but Mr. Negative will not be the main villain in the film. So other than that, those are really the only connections that they have. It's just that it looks the same. It looks like the Insomniac video game.
He's fighting a tank. Yep, you did this in the game. Now you'll see it in the movie. He rolls the same way. Fire.
Yeah, not bad. And we talked about Punisher yesterday too, as well. We know that he is wrapped. John Bernthal has wrapped the Punisher's presentation. He is now on set for Spider-Man, where they have revealed pictures for the Punisher van that is on set. Again, the big fight, I guess, is supposed to be revealed or filmed this week or this week.
Uh-huh.
Not today. They're not filming today, but I guess on Thursday.
What makes it a Punisher van?
I think his symbol is on one of these images. It's on the hood.
Yeah, I do see it.
Yeah, his symbol is on the hood there.
Because there's the Batmobile, and then Captain America got his motorcycle, and there's the X-Jet, the Punisher van. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's like chasing down. There's a video of the van chasing down a tank. So this is that fight where we've been seeing Spider-Man obviously on tanks for the past week and a half, filming those. Obviously, Bernthal's been filming the presentation, so he couldn't get there. So now that he is there, they have now implemented his scenes into the same whatever this big tank chase scene is. And I'm not sure if this is the same scene that is supposed to be the reason why they blocked off 60 Streets to where they add the Hulk, because we're supposed to again see the three of them go at it. That is confirmed by Marvel themselves. Not just from Scoopers. So I'm not sure if that's this whole scene here, but once they leave, what's it, Glasgow? I don't think we're going to be seeing too much more of these everyday videos like this, because I don't think they're filming a lot more outside like that.
Yeah, you're right. And you know what else I noticed? It's not really Tom Holland in that suit. It's Spider-Man. It's the actual Spider-Man, the stunt doubles. Tom gets too much credit. Tom, you play Peter. We got to show more love to the stunt doubles. But as I say that, I also realize there's no value in marketing that there's a stunt double doing that. They actually make more, or they do more better impact knowing that it's the real actor behind those suits. I do my own stunts, they all say. It helps them promote the movie.
Indeed. They'll stop showing up so much, Antonio, I believe, after they leave Glasgow.
Yeah. They're not in the public anymore.
Yeah.
If I was in the public, I would sing the Spider-Man theme, Spectacular Spider-Man specifically. If I was, and then I would do the old one from the 60s. You know, I give him those two. The other Spider-Man songs, I don't think there's another like fire Spider-Man song except for those two.
The 90s theme.
Radioactive Spider-Man. But there's no words to that. Are people supposed to say da-da-da-da-da? And then Spider-Man's in his suit like this? Yeah. Spider-Man Unlimited theme song. Was that like the 3D animation one? Mimicking the Tobey Maguire?
I didn't like that one.
I don't remember how it goes. That's when you hum how it goes.
I don't know. I didn't like that. I didn't like that show. I like the animation on it. It was like a computer PlayStation graphics.
It was Reboot.
Yeah, I didn't like it. Didn't like it.
Hello, NYC. Hello, everyone who chimed in.
Everyone chiming in. Everybody showing up. Appreciate you guys being here. Everybody.
It's non-king Remembrance Day.
Do you want to go to DC?
Yes. The ones who actually gave us Mr. Terrific. The ones who've been giving us clips and backstage. Like, I don't know why this week it's just been, oh, here's this and here's that. You know, even the Mr. Terrific special dog, I can show you better than I can tell you, but the scene, you know, the one scene, they actually had it. Superman. I put it. It's on the side, share screen. But this one. They gave it to you in HD. That you don't have to use a guy using a camcorder anymore. The Mr. Terrific scene, and someone young owns this account and said, Mr. Terrific owns the Aura Farm.
Just in my head, I'll be thinking about them as I'm lying in bed. And I know that it really might not even come true, but in my mind, I'm having a pretty good time with you.
I hate when they do these views.
And they cut it right before she swears. Awesome. Like, this is what I'm talking about, bro. This is the scene. What else you want to talk about with DC?
The messages.
Twitter, DM. Which story though? Which is the one DC story you want to start with?
Oh, either.
Peacemaker?
They're all DC related.
Okay, let's go to the new clip from Peacemaker. What we got?
Who the are you? I can explain. Hold on, man. Just I don't know if you're a shapeshifter or what. Just breaking and entering into a man's home, that's solid justification for me. Activate magic stars.
Iron Man. That was Iron
Yeah.
Man right there.
They are. He is pushing heavy on that. Peacemaker being super important in the next chapter of DC to know what is going on. I have to watch Peacemaker.
Yeah, I'm interested in this. He's regular Peacemaker from the Peacemaker of DCU.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. The clip is actually interesting. Like where because I didn't watch season 1, and I'm not watching season 1 to watch season 2 because it's inconsequential. But I probably am going to watch this because this looked interesting. It looked way more interesting. I think way more interesting because it's James Gunn getting to do what James Gunn wanted to do. Even though he got to do what he wanted to do in Peacemaker season 1, he was still limited to doing what was necessary for the Snyderverse timeline at the time. So yeah, I'm actually interested in this.
James Gunn knows what he's doing. He hasn't disappointed me. When he lies and he goes, "Oh well, that hasn't been confirmed. Oh, these reporters don't know what they're talking about." When he does that shit, it's annoying. But he knows how to make good content. He's always made good content, whether it's this Peacemaker show, whether it's the Superman movie, Scooby-Doo, Guardians of the Galaxy, Suicide Squad. I love that movie. And if he wants to canonize some things like the Suicide Squad, I'm all for it. I saw the news story and I know you had it shared. Let me pull it up. That Idris Elba's character Bloodsport says he's actively looking to bring Bloodsport back into the DCU. How do we feel about that? I don't think this is necessary. I feel like, bro, we're starting a new universe. Some people are going to stay, some don't. If you're not using Wonder Woman, Flash, Batman, and Henry Cavill as Superman and Shazam, then don't dig back to get blood sports, Start over again.
I don't mind it because I enjoyed his version of the Suicide Squad, and Idris Elba was one of those things that I enjoyed in that. And I think because the difference in Cavill, Godot, and the rest of them, he didn't cast them. He casted specifically Elba for his his Suicide Squad film. So there's probably some type of connection to that he wants to keep, and he probably liked the connection the chemistry rather that him and Cena had in the film, because them bouncing off of each other, trying to one up each other, the entire film was great. So I think that maybe that's why he's bringing him back. So I don't mind him coming back. I don't mind
Okay.
not every character from that Suicide Squad group.
Not Polka Dot Man.
Yeah, not Polka Dot Man. Not
But
fucking
Polka Dot
Ratcatcher
Man,
too.
he's got Polka Dot Man on a circle on a whiteboard. How do I bring Polka Dot Man back?
Probably.
That's not the ones you care about. The ones you care about are Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
James Gunn addressed if Margot Robbie will return as Harley Quinn in the DCU. That will be revealed down the line. Uh-oh. I don't want to hear that. I want to hear how this character is good enough to be played by somebody else and someone else will get a chance. Why keep Harley Quinn?
People like her. She sells. She's already got the fan base. People like Margot Robbie.
I think that she has baggage though. She has been in other movies, the other Suicide Squad, she's interacted with Batman, Jared Leto. She's so like tainted, right? In my head, she is, at least.
I don't know. It's the multiverse. We have to see whatever he's doing in Peacemaker. I think, when we say things like that, I think the multiverse is just the answer to all of that. Anything goes in the multiverse. I mean, if you want to pull her to whatever universe Peacemaker's jumping into, and I'm sure he's going to tell the rest of the people in his universe about, like we kind of hear him talking about within the trailer, is like, I found another universe and I'm going to it. I think anything goes. So whatever baggage she has with Leto and whatever she's done in the past, once she steps through that portal into this new universe, it's a clean slate and none of that shit matters.
I remember her being asked on the red carpet about giving up the role, and she was willing to. She was like, yeah, this is so fun that it's like James Bond. Someone else gets to have a go at it.
I do remember her saying that.
You do, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can't find the video, but I know I tweeted it at somebody. I know I tweeted it.
Yeah, I remember her saying it.
That will be revealed down the line. That's basically yes, isn't it? Like
I would say she more than likely is. If
I'm
not,
sure
then
he's
I wouldn't care either.
he's negotiating a contract or something with her. Something's in the works with her.
Yeah. Yeah, if she does, fine. If she doesn't, fine. Get somebody else in there, great. You know, I thought because of Lady Gaga's original, you know, she originally went to school not for music but for acting, for theater, and because she is so theatrical and because, you know, some of the things she's done, I often bring up her VMA performance from 2009, which was vastly overshadowed because Kanye did what he did with Taylor Swift. But that is one of the best
the
live
truth?
performances. The Who?
He told the truth.
Yeah, of course. That was one of the best live performances. I think she's I mean, period. She's great. So but then when she stepped in as Harley, oof. So I don't know. Yeah, recast, but let's get somebody in there that. And if are we doing? If this is the comic booky world, is it Harley like she's Harley in the animated series? Is she?
Are we ready for that? Nah, bro. The masses want to see what Margot Robbie did with the baseball bat and the jean shorts.
Nah. I never liked that take on Harley. I think she should have the comic book look.
I also want her to have a Joker so she can say Mr. J, call somebody
Puddin'.
Puddin'.
Bonnie, get mommy's bazooka. Yeah. I want to see. I want it all of that stuff.
They're a package. Back to Kanye. Wasn't that the first time you were like, oh, this guy is off? Like, he does those things. And he was on Jay Leno the next day for Jay Leno's debut episode.
That is not the first time that we knew Kanye was off.
No? You knew before that year? 2007?
Well, I won't say that he was off in 06. I won't say he was off because if he wasn't wrong, but we saw then that he is willing to do whatever when he said George Bush hates black people. But that's, yeah, I mean, so it's not that he was wrong. They knew those damn levees were going to break. Everybody's been watching this new documentary. I haven't watched it. Everybody's been watching this new documentary on Hurricane Katrina and been like posting about it on TikTok and with tears. But I just didn't know we weren't taught about it. Really? Like, and I'm shocked by that. And I'm only saying that because maybe it's because, I don't know, Oklahoma was one of the places that a lot of the displaced moved to. Because I remember
basketball team moved there.
Yeah, well, exactly. Yeah, that's the biggest example. I remember in middle school, we had so many new kids that came. So many new black kids that came. It was cool. It was like we made friends with a lot of them. So many new black kids that came, and it was from Katrina, and we knew what Katrina was. Like we knew what it was. We knew what happened. We knew the levees broke. We knew Bush wasn't sending relief. We knew they knew months and months and years, but in advance. So all these people acting shocked to it. I'm like, really? Was this not like nationally known? But I guess not.
I watched BET during that time, and it was always talked about. But I mean, again, like look at it's BET. Oh, back to the kids, right? So you made friends with all these new kids, weren't they? Like
started talking like them.
Oh, I wasn't that kid. I was the one like, hey, we got a good thing going on over here. Who are these new kids? And
no, there weren't many of us already. So when there was a slew of us that came to the door, we were like, yeah, like let's, yeah. So and it was that was probably the dopest that was the best. Like middle school, I think is my best school memories because they were there and and I'm still friends with so many of them. Like we became lifelong friends. Like it's. Yeah, they made school so much more fun. Again, we started talking like them, like everything.
You said all the words Master P says.
Like, baby.
What's
Yeah.
what a? What's that one mean?
No, I don't know. But they used to say shit, and we used to try to mimic it. So
Yeah, man, Katrina. And I did see some of those clips of the taking it back. Someone said we had white people on the roof just so that the helicopter would land, and I was like, yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah, and I watched this clip of just like, yeah, I mean, we knew what Katrina was. We knew what Katrina was. It was awful. And of course, when they got here, they not like they were quiet about it. They were telling us everything that was going on.
So was Kanye wrong then?
No, I don't say he,
I like,
I think he was wrong.
I saw an episode of Kanye getting punked. Okay, Ashton Kutcher punked you. He makes you think that they were gonna steal the footage from the music video. So Kanye ran into where the cassette was, ejected it, got it. He's like, "Let's go!" So that they couldn't punk. Like basically, they didn't punk him at all. Like he thought like 10 steps ahead and got the video, and he's like, "Oh, good. Now they can't like throw it away or whatnot." Like it was a funny. But it was also like, yeah, Kanye, that's exactly what I would hope a rapper did. He said, what? You're trying to scrap my footage? Or whatever the reason was. I don't remember word for word. But like he took it and he was like, let's run now. And they didn't punk him at all. Couldn't get him. Worst punk.
Kanye fan.
Kanye is right about some things. But when he said slavery was a choice and was a Trump supporter, he lost me forever. But let's keep things in 2004, everybody. Let's keep going back.
That's
Slow
it
jams.
right there. That's it right there. You know, his mom is buried in Spencer. I don't know how often he visits her, but it's when he lost his mother that he started spiraling.
Mm-hmm. Hey, James Gunn. I hope your DC's not spiraling.
I've already finished the treatment for the next story in what I'll call the Superman saga. The treatment's done, which means a very, very worked out treatment, and I'm working on that, and hopefully going into production on that. Not too far away from today. I've already finished the treatment for.
I'm not trying to fight you on this, Darius, but there's a reason he intentionally said, "I'll call it the Superman saga instead of Superman family." But then he did that, and he also spoke about the going into production. He talked about treatments. A treatment isn't exactly a fully done script. But if we were wondering, does he have everything together? It feels like he's got his shit together for now. And he's moving at a pace he can manage. A couple TV shows a year and one movie, Superman, one movie, Supergirl. And then Clayface in 2027, maybe? 2 movies in 2027 if the Superman sequel happens too. Good. Good job, James Gunn. So far, so good. Just shut the fuck up a lot.
Yeah. He's doing it. I mean, that's just more, I guess, more confirmation that he's doing it. I don't know why when James says things like, well, again, sometimes it's not always the truth, but I get why it's not the truth because he's trying to hide things for movie purposes. But when he says he's like writing something, I typically believe him at that. I do, because he's like, why would I lie about writing?
Yeah, who do you have to impress?
Yeah, so I typically believe it. So when he said this last week, I was like, makes sense.
Okay, STFU. Is that better, Perp?
For the next.
What is he lying about here?
Next story in what I'll call the Superman saga. The treatment's done, which means a very, very worked out treatment, and I'm working on that, and hopefully going into production on that.
Oh, wait, I think he slipped. The treatment is done. I'm working on that. I thought you said it was done.
What?
Let me just listen to it again.
Just means a very, very worked out treatment, and I'm working on that, and hopefully going into production on that. Not too far away from today.
I paused it too early. When he says the treatment is done, but then he continues and says, I'm working on that, he just means like the after, after treatment. It's the production part of it. It's the everything else. Yeah. So he's not lying at all in that. From the Hollywood Reporter, that access shill media that get that they throw safe softball questions. That's their value. And, I actually got something out of it this time. Usually you don't. He's just what a great member of the cast to work with, John Cena. You know, we're gonna think of him as a superhero, not a wrestler after this. It's like Alfonso Ribeiro. You are not Alfonso. You're not Carlton anymore. You're Alfonso now. Oh, thank you. He gets that all the time. I saw him get it at Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah, he hates it.
That sucks, but like, yo, Carlton was awesome. He's got to stop looking like Carlton. He should dye his hair gray, make public appearances.
I wouldn't want to dye my hair gray.
Neither would I. He should lower his rate and say, I will act for free in your movie. Just so that people can see him not being Carlton, and then they'll start casting him. That's what I would do. People get typecast. John Cena could have got typecast. I think he kind of is, though. He's always the quirky guy with muscles.
It's because he can't act. He's one of the better wrestling actors. I would say probably the best one out of them all. Then you probably have The Rock. I don't know. It's really close with him and The Rock. But I don't think Batista is good at all. I think he was literally Drax and Dune. Just that's all he was doing. Like, I don't think Batista's that great, but that's just me.
How about Mercedes? I thought she sucked in Mandalorian.
Who?
Her name was Casca Reeves. She fought Boba Fett. She DDT'd him through the table, which you don't know what a DDT is, but
oh, the that girl, the other girl. Oh, I was looking at Bo. I'm paying attention to her. I don't even. She was season 3, wasn't she?
2 and 3.
2 and 3, huh? Wow, it's been a while. Don't remember. I remember her face. Don't remember her saying shit. Oh, she got in the fight with Boba too. I remember. Boba kicked her ass. I remember.
I don't think Boba kicked her ass. It ended with them flamethrowering each other, and they were like, "Stop it! Cut it out! We're on the same team."
Boba got some he got some good hits in. I understand why they wanted her to come out on top because she's, I guess, a wrestler. I just learned that now. Didn't know she was a wrestler then. Thought she was just someone that auditioned.
Wow. All right.
You keep being shocked that I don't pay attention to the wrestling world. Y'all thought I was joking that day when I said I don't know shit, but do you smell what The Rock is cooking? That's all I know. I don't know shit.
You could learn more. You could do some. You should watch John Cena's final match. That's what you should watch.
I can't see myself actively, willingly turning that on by myself and saying.
Matches aren't usually like 30-minute long. In like a match could be, you go to commercial break, you're back in 13 minutes, you're done your whole segment.
You lost me at commercial break and 13 minutes. It's a long time.
Well, he's got to have an entrance. You got to factor in all of that. Entrances are cool. See, wrestling fans, we like our entrances, fireworks. We like the part where you cut to the crowd shot, high five. Yeah. Sometimes people will sing the entrance music song. I'm trying to convert you. Yes.
Yeah. Can't say that I'd ever get into. I mean, I can say I'm never going to get into it because I've said this. I had friends that grew up. My cousin used to try to force me to watch that shit on TV. We were 8. I'm well past 8. I'm still not into it. So I don't think I'm ever going to get into
any form of wrestling.
Form of wrestling.
I'll just let you know whenever Jade Cargill puts the hair on and acts all Storm-like when she gives them the forecast, and that's the best I can hope for. Let's go to a super chat.
Scared money don't make no money. If I ever go broke, I'ma take your money. I ain't never drop a dime.
We got the best eater. Look at the picture.
The new picture of Maggie.
Did you get lost in some Kitty Peach right before the stream?
Is he asking because of your hair?
How is that related to that?
Your hair? I don't know.
No, I didn't. No, did not.
No, you're not. What's his
It's a
name from?
freaky individual right here.
What's his name from? You're not Ant. ATL.
Nah, no, that's not me. The best eater. What I wonder what he's. I don't wonder anymore what he's talking about eating. Look at the photo. Look at the subject matter. Right. Peaches.
The emojis are pretty. Let
Explicit.
you know exactly.
I could put 1 and 2 together.
Not Ant. No Ant. I gets the cutty. I gets the booty. I gets it all.
All of it. From the best eater. I saw that Anthony Mackie picture and I was like, what an interesting screen grab that they used for that, but also like Jonathan Majors. And I just think like every actor should know this. Be careful. Anyways.
Yeah. Okay, what's our next one?
What can we go to?
Go to the Star Wars one because it's a small one as well. Before the larger ones.
Gennady Tartakovsky. Gennady says he'd be interested in returning to Star Wars if it were a live action project with Asajj Ventress. If she becomes live action super cool, and if they asked me to do it, that would be an interesting conversation.
Yeah. And I would love that, actually. For those of, I don't know how many people remember that 2003 mini series for Clone Wars that they did, but I remember it very well, 5th grade, because we were all preparing for Revenge of the Sith and so they gave us that. And the very first episode, I remember it was like maybe 3 minutes, 5 minutes, and I remember all of us being like, the fuck, what's going on? But obviously you can watch the miniseries on Disney Plus now in its entire
I just saw her die.
Yeah. In Star Wars.
Asajj Ventress is cool, and I don't mind them keeping her around. I do also respect that they said, fine, Dark Disciple happened, she's in the water, and then for this reason, Quinlan Vos and Asajj cannot be friends anymore or lovers anymore, and they worked with the canon. That's cool. Like, I get that you wanted to use Asajj so badly, but you didn't want to discredit the books, so yeah, that was a good workaround. That was an okay workaround. As a book reader, I would feel, okay, fine, the book is still valid. We just get to see more of the character. Course correct, you say? No one truly lives. No one truly dies. You see,
no
it just
one's
fall
ever
off a
really
cliff.
gone. Yeah, there's a YouTube video for Star Wars called "No One's Ever Really Gone." When you have time, watch that. It's one of the funniest. It's so funny. Like when Jyn Erso's dad dies, he said, like, he starts the video with like every Star Wars death, well, a death, and then the next one's another death. And it's like, don't worry, no one's ever really gone. So he says that by the time we get to Jyn Erso's dad dying, it's like maybe, I don't know, 5 minutes in the video, and he gets shot and she's crying, and he goes, "Don't worry, Jyn Erso, your dad's coming back." It's just so funny the way he says the shit. Yeah, I watched that one.
The Star Wars is moving on up, bro. I believe everything. The Gina Carano shit has been settled. We don't have to worry about Kennedy in Discovery revealing things. We're good. Okay. Ron Howard on why Lucasfilm fired Phil Lord and Christopher Miller. Isn't that Bryce Dallas Howard's dad?
It is.
He says, I looked at some edited footage and I saw what was bothering them. There was a studio that liked the script the way it was and wanted a Star Wars movie, but there was a disconnect early on tonally. And they weren't convinced that what Phil and Chris were doing was working effectively. Name names, bro. Say Kathleen Kennedy. Don't say the studio. Don't say they. I want to hear you tell me that Kennedy was responsible.
I'm curious what what their version of everything, they were supposed to come in and even do, what was
Can you
it, a
try it?
series?
Can you try clicking the article, because maybe this is like a regional thing where I gotta pay a lot of money to get it. I'll put it in the private StreamYard chat to get the Vulture article, because the quote he gives us kind of isn't enough. There's times he says it or they, and I want to know exactly what the question was or like what they were talking. I looked at some edited footage and I saw what was bothering them. There was a studio that liked the script the way it was and wanted a Star Wars movie, but there was a disconnect early on tonally.
No, it's asking me to buy their shit too.
Okay. What does he mean there was a studio? What other studio other than Lucasfilm is the studio? There was a studio head, there was a studio executive that liked the script the way it was and wanted a Star Wars movie, but there was a disconnect early on tonally, and they weren't convinced that what Phil and Chris were doing was working effectively. Like, the only one who has the power to fire Phil and Chris is the president of the studio, Kathleen Kennedy.
And not only that, I mean, I'm sure he's not going to put all that in here, all that other stuff in here. But the early reports when that happened were that they were arguing, again, the tonally is correct. There was a disagreement on the way the film, what they wanted the film to be about, the tone of the film, and all that kind of stuff like that. But it turned into arguments behind the scenes as to why they were let go.
I want to see those arguments.
I would like to see their version of what they were going to do. I mean, these are the guys that brought the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, they're capable, man. I like Phil and Lord and Miller. I like these guys.
Yeah, I like them. I like them a lot. But they were also Star Wars was also working with the Game of Thrones creators, and that got squashed.
Benioff and Weiss.
That got squashed because of creative differences.
When Kennedy goes in January 1st, just to prove she made it all the way to the end of the year, when she goes, we're going to run down and remember everything she had that didn't actually come to fruition. Everything that was announced, I'll leave it to what she announced.
If she goes, I'll be very shocked. I'll be very shocked.
72. She's going some point.
We'll see. She's always watching, always lurking. She'll always be there.
I don't like that.
Spoiler King sent the article without the paywall, but I don't see the link. It's just that. Can you not ever send links in chat, StreamYards?
Here's the article without paywall. Yeah, we wouldn't be able to see it.
Oh, no.
But you can direct message. Spoiler Kings are also the reason why we know about what's going on here. See, Static Shock, older, chilling with the Batman Beyond, Terry McGinnis. DC is doing this without Milestone. Milestone artists or artists who worked on Milestone who are independent are drawing this, drawed this up. But Static, the older version, yeah, it's happening. It's real. We covered it. I might actually do like a video rewinding and showing you, this is what we know. This is the Dwayne McDuffie's widow. Her name is Charlotte Fullerton. And then we can like break down what the rights were. And that sounds like a video to me.
She's a white lady, isn't she?
She is Anthony Mackie's type, yes. Anthony Mackie's woman may be like undermelanated with lighter skin, with light skin, but she could still be a black woman. I don't want to say that. I didn't see a good photo of her. Okay. Vulture. Ron Howard. You're only as good as your last film. Ron Howard has worked with everyone from Betty Davis to J.D. Vance. Is J.D. Vance? Interesting. Yeah, stories about all of them. So let me just do the Control F.
That's got to be a different J.D. Vance. The J.D. Vance that you are putting an interesting tag on can't have a talent bone in his body of this caliber to work on a film of any type. He didn't even have the talent in his body to do what he's currently doing. So I doubt it. Doubt that's the same J.D. Vance.
Okay, here we go. I liked Solo a lot too, but that also underperformed and was affected by the behind-the-scenes drama. I'd always been curious about Star Wars, and Solo landed in my lap when I didn't have another movie set to go. Can I just pause? Solo landed in my lap. Is that how I want you to select your Star Wars directors? Don't I want Solo landed on my lap? I want to know that, oh man, I've been trying for years to get into the Star Wars door. They finally heard me out and I was selected. Don't tell me Solo landed on my lap, right? My wife Cheryl and I were vacationing in Paris. I went to London to see Hans Zimmer play at the O2, and I reached out to Kennedy just to say hi. And she said, "Do you want to come to breakfast?" I said, "Okay." Also, the late Ali Shermour, who I worked with before, and John Caston eventually showed up. They basically said, "We've reached a creative impasse with Lord and Miller. Would you ever consider coming in?" Okay, can I just again? I reached out to Kathy just to say hi, and then she goes, "Oh, there's my director." You get it? Do you guys see what the problem is for me? And I respect Ron Howard's talent and everything, but I was just checking in. I'm just saying hi. It could have been a quick hello. Just wanted to be polite and everything. Yo, come, let's do breakfast because that's my director. Ugh. Okay, find someone who has expressed interests. I looked at some edited footage and I saw what was bothering them. There was a studio that liked the script that way it was and wanted a Star Wars movie, but there was a disconnect early on tonally, and they weren't convinced that what Phil and Chris were doing was working effectively. I couldn't judge that because I didn't see enough of it to know, but they were sure once I said, "Okay, I think I can do this script and I think I understand what you want of this script." They said, "We'd want to reshoot a lot." He gave them the answer they wanted to hear. "I understand what you want of this script." I looked at the whole movie and then pointed out some things that I thought were great, and Phil and Chris were incredibly gracious throughout that process. They were just seeing two different movies. So I came in, I had a blast, but there's nothing personal about that film whatsoever. It's still just a shame. I can't wait for Phil and Chris's next movie. Look at him be like, hands off. Yeah, nothing was personal about that movie. That shit was just a gig. Don't use that to judge my talent. Don't. It's Phil and Chris. Looking forward to the next movie. He still keeps diplomatic relations with Phil and Chris. This was a master at his craft.
Not a bad film. I mean, but it speaks to why the film is considered Star Wars' worst. I don't think it's that bad, but I don't love it. But I mean, it speaks to that. It speaks to the where the film is. Didn't it still make $1 billion?
No. I thought it was only 300 million something.
Oh, geez. That sucks.
I may be wrong about that, but it didn't make $1 billion. So what did George Lucas tell you? I talked to him once early when I was just thinking about doing it. He wasn't active on the films, but he says, just don't forget, it's for 12-year-old boy.
Mm-hmm.
So you mean
there has spoken?
So he says this often. I've heard him use that quote before, the 12-year-old boys thing. So even when Ron Howard is talking to him, yeah, it's for 12-year-old boys.
Yeah, he said from the very beginning, Star Wars is for kids.
But it's one thing to hear that from the beginning. Oh, there's one quote. But if that's like a consistent message coming out of George Lucas, then abide by it. Because I say things that I may only say.
Funny.
I may have only said something once. Wait, what's funny about what I said? Abide by it.
No, I agree. But it's funny that we are having this conversation. How long has Disney owned Star Wars?
2012.
Okay. When they sold it to, or when George sold it to them for the 1 point whatever billions he sold it for, the promise was, you do this story here. This is what we've got. This is what we want to do. The whole story with Maul and where that was going to go, and him they had a whole 3 films planned out for 7, 8, 9 already. Yep. And it was George's. So I laugh because in 2012, we were shown, the minute he signed, they said, fuck off. We're not doing that. It's ours now. And since 2012 to 2025, they've been continuously fucking up the franchise. So I laugh because it's like, do what he says. They don't give a fuck what George says. They don't give a fuck what George says.
Dave Filoni does.
Yeah, Dave, and we're finally there after beating the goddamn franchise into the ground. We are finally there with somebody at the top that's like, you know what? I care about what the maker thinks. Yay, Lucasfilm.
Yeah, Lucasfilm. I remember there was a controversy. One of the Lucasfilm staff, we saw in her like cubicle, she had Luke's face crossed out, and she had to explain, no, it's like an imperial theme, so that's why the Empire crossed out his face. That's not how I feel about it. I worry about them. You know what I want now at that office? The toilet paper is gonna have Kennedy's face all over it, like Boston Red Sox fans do for New York Yankees. Shout out Fever Pitch. You see that movie? Do you see Fever Pitch?
No.
Okay, Drew Barrymore and Jimmy Fallon. The baseball. Oh, is this a spoiler? No, it happened in real life. Do you know about the Boston Red Sox curse?
Probably have heard it through
That
pop culture.
that movie. That is the curse. It's everything you want.
Oops, didn't mean to do that.
Yeah, sometimes they move, right? Sound Studios. He means to click on something when he clicks on something else.
I know. I still need to click that shit right. Yeah. Yeah, Xavier said they really thought they could milk Star Wars fans and that would turn up for any cranked out crap. Now the fan base is divided more than ever. Indeed.
We're kind of united in hate for what they've done.
Yeah. Yeah, it sucks that George sold, but I mean, he sold with the understanding and with the promise that, hey, yeah, we have your vision in mind. We know what you want to do. We have these stories and things like that. And then the minute he signed and him and Iger took that picture and they waved him off the lot, they closed those doors and said, destroy this shit.
Execute order KK.
Yeah.
Can't take the truth, NYC. Lucas should have never sold Star Wars. Guaranteed it would be in a much, much better place if he hadn't done that. So can I.
Indeed.
Cougler says one of the many reasons they bought Star Wars and Marvel was to get more boy fans. They have the girls with the princesses in the bag, but soon as they buy Star Wars, they kill Luke and change the story. You're beginning to sound like a woman-hating separatist.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's always been for the boy fans and things like that. But it's like, I guess that's where that's how you know that that's the thinking process at Lucasfilm. Because when you have Charbane Obitunoy coming out on stage saying Star Wars has never had any powerful women characters, again, you've pulled in clearly a director that doesn't know anything about Star Wars. And when you pulled her in, this was the conversation you guys clearly had about directing. There are no women empowerment in Star Wars, and we want you to come in and bring that women empowerment. And she's like, you know what? You're right. There is no women empowerment in Star Wars. Just completely saying, well, fuck Padme, fuck Leia, fuck Mara Jade, fuck Mon Mothma. Fuck all the other female characters that are strong female characters in Star Wars. So that's why they don't know what the fuck they're talking about, and that's why this franchise is beat into the ground. It's sad.
I'm trying to find the Charmaine Obitunoy clip, particularly what she said about it's about time a woman led or directed a movie. She said something like that.
Yeah,
it wasn't exactly the way you quoted it, but neither here nor there. I got the message.
It's still her. Yeah, pull up the quote. Pull up exactly what she said. Let's look at her verbatim.
Why not?
Exactly what she said.
I believe this is the video here, and of course, an ad is playing. All these dang ads. Skip.
Please welcome the incredible filmmaker Charmaine Obaid-Chinoy. She's the first female director to win 2 Academy Awards.
It's a 12-minute interview. I want to hear the Star Wars part.
Building trust. Where do you feel it needs?
when they were assigning stories to me. I did my first big investigative piece when I was 17 years old. And that's how about honor killing. Honor killing is, I want there to be a time when a woman never even has to think about the fact that where will I get my opportunity from? Where will that door open for me? I want a level playing field for all of us. I think that the world will be, I hope that my legacy is going to be that there will be. I'm excited because I've always been a fan of the Star Wars.
Okay, I think it's right around here.
I hope that my legacy is going to be that there will be many women who will be holding that golden statue up.
Here.
Well, you're making history again, Charmine. You're the first woman, the first person of color to ever direct a Star Wars film. Now, I know you can't tell us too much about what you're going to be doing in the film, but can you tell us how you felt when you knew that you were going to be doing this?
I'm excited because I've always been a fan of the Star Wars world, deeply admired what George Lucas created. And I think that we're excited about taking the franchise forward. And I'm excited to work with Daisy Ridley, who reprises her role as Rey Skywalker. And I think that it's such an incredible franchise, and it has such a global reach to it. And the fans and what George has built, each one of us is building upon that to ensure that the legacy that he created sort of long lives and brings more fans into the franchise.
It's amazing, though, that you are the first woman to be doing this. And when do you think we'll see a world that you were talking about, when we don't have to be sitting and saying, you're the first of this, the first of that?
There's so many places where women
that was
are
an
taking
edit.
the first
Sorry.
step. You know,
Did you notice that? That edit?
The first of that.
there's so many places.
She wasn't sitting with her. She knows it just her hands are down and then her hands are up.
Saying, you're the first of this, the first of that.
There's so many places where women are taking the first step. You know, there are so many countries.
So I think that this YouTube video was, and they clipped out, the part that is controversial, I think.
Countries that have never had heads of state that are women. There are so many companies that have never had female CEOs. There are so many, I would say, boards that are just bringing.
Anyways, I don't want to waste time when I know that it's been trimmed out, right? This is a CNBC International live. They trimmed it out.
Mm-hmm.
I just cringed when she said Rey Skywalker and not Rey Palpatine, not just Rey Skywalker. Ugh.
I'm sorry. I'm looking at the quote itself. Snow's return. Blah blah blah. Genius and what are they doing? She's attempting.
Well, the interviewer brought up the woman part 2 times. She was really fishing for a quote, and I have to give her that. Charmine Obeid gets that grace because the first time she answered, it's about George Lucas. Glad I love George Lucas. But then when she's like, no, but you didn't talk about the woman part. Talk about how you're a woman. Speak on it. She has lost us as soon as she said Rey Skywalker. That's when I cringed. Dwayne says, you notice how that people of color has become somewhat of a cry for attention? I don't notice what you're talking about, but thank you for your input. We need Cad Bane in live action. That's coming. He's already in live action, wasn't he? He was in a Book of Boba Fett episode.
Here we go. We're in 2024 now. So I may not have been exactly what I said, but it's so what I said. Yeah. We're in 2024 now. And it's about time that we had a woman come forward to shape a story in a galaxy far, far away. So again, fuck Mothma, fuck Leia. I saw D Stizzle in there saying fuck Bastila, fuck all these others from all these other women, female characters that have come before. So it's like, again, you are pulling people into spaces that don't know what the fuck they're talking about to direct movies and franchises that make $1 billion. Doesn't make any sense to me.
A woman shaping a story.
Go ahead.
The editor, Marsha Lucas, is a woman who shapes the story. Bryce Dallas has been doing many things. Deborah Chow got the whole Kenobi show to herself, and she helped shape the story there. Yeah, it's wrong to say that. You can say for a movie, for a solo picture, be more specific, and then I can't pick at your words.
Yeah, she's. I'm good on that. Anyway, I hope she's also a change with the new change with Dave. But I think that's Star Wars.
There's a reason we stopped hearing updates from her. That movie's not happening. It shouldn't happen. It shouldn't happen now. I know. I'm still gonna tell you this. In 10 years, now what's Ray up to? Let's give Daisy Ridley a contract. Let's have her show up in a movie. You know, maybe she can be a character animated. But we got to figure out what's going on with Ray.
Do you?
Yeah. Just
why?
Because it happened. 3 movies worth.
All right. So in that case, if we're using that logic, do we have to see what's going on with Toussaint? Because it happened.
It happened in a post-credit scene for 1
Brother,
minute.
you can't have your cake and eat it too.
But my answer wasn't it happened. It happened. I said it happened 3 movies worth.
It doesn't matter. I get it. You're a Star Wars viewer. You're not a. There's a difference, and she breaks canon. I mean, she just completely breaks it. I mean, completely, and
can she unbreak it? Can she show up and say,
"Yeah, sure,
this
sure.
explains why I was reading the books, and it actually explains all of it."
No. We've had this conversation. There's nothing you can do in the future that is going to unbreak what she has broken. The only way you can unbreak what Ray has broken is if you go back to the writing board. The minute they wrote Ray down, you start there, and then you start writing more. You don't continue with what you scrap all the bullshit that you've done with her being on Jakku. You want to make her a scrapper from Jakku, you can keep that. But knowing how to automatically fly the Falcon, knowing how to automatically use the Force and manipulate the mind of a stormtrooper, knowing how to use the lightsaber the way she was able to use the lightsaber, Anakin's lightsaber coming to her instead of going to his own fucking blood. Like, it just doesn't. None of that shit makes sense. Like, none of it. Who is she? Why is she? And you tried to explain that she's a clone. Well, that's stupid. Kill her. Like, no one wants that. It's awful. It's terrible. She's a terrible character. She's fractured this fandom even more than it already was fractured. Because of her, they killed the franchise's main character. Now they're maybe possibly reviving him. I mean, there's just so much. There's so much she's done wrong. The only way to fix her is to start from the beginning with her. And that means not making her, when I say that, continue to hold my hand. You make her the equivalent of, I don't even want to give her Han, but if you want to give her the equivalent of Han, sure. But you don't, she's not coming in as Star Wars Galaxy Jesus, Space Jesus. Like, no. It's awful. It's terrible. Like, when she came in at the end of 8 and was juggling the fucking rocks and shit, and she was the one that, like, opened the huge back exit for them to escape. Like, just terrible.
Oh, you know what was terrible about that? When Ray was looking at Finn, oh my, it's Ray, it's Finn, oh, and they run to each other, no kiss. And I'm like, damn, that never happens in movies. You're supposed to kiss. You're supposed to have it's you, man. Yesterday was a tough day, but damn, what today's been tougher. Like, you're supposed to embrace. Anyways, stupid movie.
Yeah, she's got to go.
Tony Randall says Rey and Kylo should have been cousins, with her being Luke's kid. Yin and the Yang Force makes sense, but making her a Palpatine, juggling rocks.
Yeah, making her a Palpatine. That was the desperate pull. What can we do? What can we do?
Palpatine,
yay!
They notice, chill, is that it's always used to be like. The notice, chill, is that it's always used to be like, hey, I'm not white, so support me. Always by people who are not black, whom have by the majority identified as white. So Indian people and censuses in the past, it's like I'm white. But then it's like, wait, I can get advantage for using people of color. Yeah, I'm an of color. See me? I'm an of color. Same history, slave trade, all that good stuff. Apply that for me and why I deserve. I was redlined, even though my family just immigrated one generation ago or this generation. If that's what you mean, then yeah, got you, Dwayne. I think I got you. Look, something I want to pull up on the side, something that I kind of skipped over. You did send this video of the Punisher's vehicle, so let's play it. So you didn't send it for nothing.
No, it was nothing more. That didn't have to be played. That was a while ago. Here is a new trailer that they just released for Peacemaker, though. I guess James Gunn, because he has to be in every promo. I mean, every promo. He can't just let John Cena tell us, "Hey, here's the trailer." He's got to do it with Cena. So they just dropped a trailer for it.
Is it in my DM?
It is.
Let me not show you my direct messages and close that.
And what are they about to watch?
You're about to see
You got to think of who you're speaking to.
we're about to enjoy
The motherfucking Peacemaker season 2.
Red Band trailer.
That's
so
right.
we can say fuck.
We can say it all we want.
Yeah, but does it mean anything here? Should they watch it in the trailer? Aren't the fucks more powerful in the trailer?
They're really powerful here too. And 1, 2, 3. Everybody watch the fucking Peacemaker
season 2 trailer.
Hey, before they even put that together, are you mad at that? That's so different. This is a fucking studio executive, and he's swearing and having fun with John Cena. John Cena is a beloved man. That was good. And the more times we see James Gunn before things like Peacemaker, Supeman, all these things, the more familiar we as the audience get with him, and the more, what's our cousin James, Uncle James, what's he got going for us? That's good. That's how you grow a brand, by becoming an ambassador of the brand when it's not just Batman and some of the ones that can sell themselves, but when it's for Peacemaker. He is being present. Good. I don't know if that nod was like, okay, he's cracking me, or or he spoke enough.
It was neither of them.
What was the nod then?
I'm just like, yeah, sure. Continue to be in all the promo, James.
Yeah. Let's begin. Hurt his head. If that's all you gave me in the first episode, I'll just wait and I'll say, just tell me when it starts connecting.
Yeah.
Appearances left in the WWE.
See, Lucasfilm is busy doing stupid shit like this. Lego Star Wars Rebuild the Galaxy. Like, who's paying attention to Lego Star Wars?
Lego. You do comic books, like the video we were watching the other day, the Meg one. How many more viewers we have today than we had yesterday? It's that thumbnail. Who'd you put on the thumbnail?
Who do you think's on the thumbnail?
The Black Panther. But that's the DC stuff for today. What do you rate the Red Band trailer?
It's fine. I mean, it's very Peacemaker season 1, I guess. I didn't watch season 1, but it's the same. I laughed at that trailer too. Didn't watch it. But yeah, it's fine. It's fine. This new Jurassic Park World Survivor game, though, might be kind of fun.
A game about dinosaurs and surviving the dinosaurs? That's hard.
It actually looks kind of... The trailer looks... It's not even a trailer. It's... Yeah, it looks kind of cool. I don't even play games like that anymore, but I'd play it.
Yo, you want to see something that you're going to hate? My Time to Shine says, give me your honest thoughts on Silver Surfer and Fantastic Four first steps. Not Norin Rad.
I don't hate that. I hate your opinion on it being a different universe, so it's inconsequential when it's not.
It's minorly consequential. I can say that.
No,
Oh,
because
we just disagree.
we also don't know what is going to become of 828. You don't know if that's going to be the main timeline MCU after the soft reboot.
That'll
We
be
know
the
we're going
main.
back there.
I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind if the main universe we spend our time in is that universe. But would you call it the MCU? Or would you be like, okay, a new universe is the MCU? No, I think MCU has to be the 19999.
Okay, well, the 19999 is not going to even be the 19999 at the end of Secret Wars.
Like it'll have an incursion, it won't exist anymore. But if it gets recreated, yeah, who cares? Actually, you know what? We're putting so much thought into it that they don't put thought into it. Let's not do that.
They don't, which brings me to the Avengers, Captain America, them not putting thought into shit. You know, fans, we talk about it all the time. The fan theories are always so much more hype and on par with what you think you would want to see in on a film. And everybody, it always hypes people up. The rumors are always like, oh my God. And it's like, no, temper. That's not what they're doing. So let's give you a little rundown here. The original rumor was that Doctor Doom was supposed to come into this universe, and that while in this universe, he was going to, or not while in this universe, while coming to this universe, he was going to have multiversal versions of the Avengers with him, which I always hated. I always hated this, so I'm glad that this is not happening. But going to have multiversal versions of the Avengers with him, and like Hydra Cap, an evil version of Black Widow, an evil Thor, and all that kind of stuff. And they were supposed to fight the now Avengers, who were going to be shocked at, oh my gosh, Yelena, I'm looking at my sister who's evil. Sam, I'm looking at my mentor who's evil. And Thor, oh, it's me, but evil. And just I thought that was always dumb as fuck, uncreative. And I thought that that's what you're paying $180 million to Robert Downey Jr. to come back and do. Then, oh my. So I'm glad that that's not on the table. But this one, buddy, it's not really any better. This one is basically saying that the reason Dr. Doom is so mad, the reason he's coming to disrupt everything, is because Steve Rogers fucked up the timeline in Endgame when he went back and lived his life with Peggy, which is something that we talked about a little bit yesterday when we talked about how My Time to Shine Hello had shared that in order for the multiverse to survive, Steve has to die and all this kind of stuff, blah, blah, blah. So something else that we've heard is that there is no rhyme, reason, or written down on paper as to why Dr. Doom looks like RDJ or why he looks like Iron Man. So all the idea, now grain of salt, we don't know anything till we sit down in December in 2026. But they have said now that no, he's not. There's no reason he looks like Iron Man. He just looks like him, and that's what he's going to use to convince the X-Men. Now, this part of the rumor is still true. That's what he's going to use to convince the Avengers to help him, and I guess the Fantastic Four to help him and whatnot. And that's why he's gonna when he gets them to all fight each other in the big fight that we've seen, and that Alan Cummings is even kind of spoiled, or I'm not so spoiled, but confirmed that it's actually real. That fight is going to be happening and things like that. And then while in that universe, of course, an incursion, because we are now in a different universe, could be being caused. Actually, an incursion is currently being caused because Monica is in that universe, blah, blah, blah. So he's going to use that as a way to get the TVA involved, and then maybe use the power of the TVA to be able to appear certain places. I don't know if he's going to. I don't even know if we're going to see the Kangs on screen any longer. I don't know if the Kangs are going to be on screen, or if they were ever going to be on screen, or if they're ever going to even be mentioned. Just putting that out there. He might have Kang technology that's allowing him to travel the multiverse, or he just has the technology already. I don't know. But through all that, Doomsday is not going to be this big spectacle film that Secret Wars is going. I guess Secret Wars might be, because we were expecting Doomsday to be spectacle, but from what we're hearing, it may not be a spectacle. We're hearing that Doom is going to be projected like Thanos as the hero of the film, and what I got from that was not so much that he is actually the hero of the film, because Thanos was not the hero, but within the MCU's canon, within the MCU continuity, there are people within citizens of the world within the MCU that view Thanos was right. There were people in the MCU of the world that view that Mysterio was right. So I'm sure there are going to be people that view whatever happens in this film that's, oh, that's a hero. Dr. Doom was right. He's a hero. So I'm assuming that's what they mean by that. But this whole plot here with Steve and branching and timelines, and that's why Dr. Doom is upset, and that's why he's coming. I think that's lazy. I think, again, it speaks to why you never should have just jumped to Doom and left Kang in the dust. And I also think, from what I was cleaning, you guys know I clean a building. I was cleaning the building last night, and I in the middle of vacuum, I just stopped, and I was like, holy shit. I didn't watch Earth's Mightiest Heroes. I didn't watch it, but you've all told me to. Now, I've seen clips of Earth's Mightiest Heroes. I watched the Kang stuff with Earth's Mightiest Heroes. Is this not Earth's Mightiest Heroes? Is this not the Kang storyline in Earth's Mightiest Heroes? Because in Earth's Mightiest Heroes, Kang sees that the only reason that his world is dying is because Steve Rogers did something in the past, and now he has to go kill Steve Rogers in order to fix his now. So it doesn't look like you're leaving the Kang story completely in the dust. It looks like you are still borrowing those things from Kang, except you're just not using Kang. You're forcefully using Doom for whatever goddamn reason. I still think Dr. Doom should be in Secret Wars, because I don't know how you do that without Doom. But it's convoluted taking Kang off the story, out of the plot, to me, when you built to that. And now we're seeing, it's like, oh, well, Dr. Doom is going back in time because he did this and blah, blah, blah. I bet you anything. I mean, I don't know, bro. I don't know, because it's supposed to be a different story than what was originally given or whatever. I don't know. Mm-hmm. But does it not just seem like this was just supposed to be Kang in this, and like Kang was maybe going, because there were theories people even had back in whatever 2021 when Loki season 1 came out. When there's specific videos on YouTube titled "When in Time Did Kang Kill Cap?" New Rockstars. So is this not just that same storyline, but with the Russos attached to it?
Yeah, and I think that there's no problem there. They say this is source material, this is the animated, and we'll just adapt it there, and they'll pretend they came up with that idea on their own. Not Russos, but Michael Waldron specifically, and fucking Stephen McFeely. You know, Michael Waldron is the one guy, because he did Loki, he did Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. He's also writing, I think, the third Doctor Strange, and he's doing the Avengers movies. Michael Waldron, if he wrote it in this post-Avengers Endgame saga, it's canon, it matters, it will be building. All the other movies, though, nothing that happened with Darben in Captain Marvel 2 will matter. Nothing about Shang-Chi will matter, I don't think. I hope the 10 rings are very essential to the plot. Nothing that the Eternals are going, like, none of that matters. There's adamantium, none of that will matter until X-Men. And even then, it's with the reset, who cares if it's made out of adamantium at all? Thor, Love and Thunder, so what if Eternity can bring back someone to life? Won't matter. They're never going to use that for any other character. Only what Michael Waldron has wrote will matter, and everything else will be like Avengers Endgame sequel. We're going to solve the problems that Captain America did when he went back in time. So irrelevant, Phase 5 and 4.
Yeah.
Including the Fantastic Four movie.
No, not that one. But yeah, it is what it is.
It's gonna be what it's gonna be.
Yeah, it is what it is. So basically, like I said, what does that say there? Scroll up.
Okay. It's coming from the Syrian Geek Vibes. He says, okay, so the basic understanding is the TVA and He Who Remains never really cared about variants or multiverses or whatever it may be. As long as the people on said timeline stayed within their confines, then everything's okay. So we bring Steve Rogers into the picture. He brings back the Infinity Stones and lives his life out with Peggy. That destabilizes everything, and boom, incursions happen. Doom is now a thing. X-Men start making their way into the picture. Same with Fantastic Four. Okay, this is sort of starting to make sense. Steve plus wanting cheeks equals collapse of the multiverse.
Okay, now the video that the Geeky Cast did, I sent that one too. What did he say on that?
Let's go and see it. Shocking Doomsday leaks.
I'm a medical student. All I do is study, so you could choose me. I've used Grammarly for.
Welcome back to the Den of Nerds. I am Josh. We need to talk about Avengers Doomsday.
Sorry, what?
That's not it. That's the Geeky Cast. It's a short video, or it's a video. It's a Twitter video.
That you sent?
Yeah, Josh's video is 18 minutes long, or 18 minutes long. I'll have to watch Josh.
Okay, sorry, wait. I'm clicking on the wrong thing. So
It should be in the DMs. Chad Ryan, right above the last one you clicked on.
Yeah. Gotcha. It's a Twitter video. Okay, see it. Talk to me.
Because there's a lot going on. So for the multiverse to live, Steve Rogers has to die. Something that My Time said. She was pretty much stating that Steve Rogers is super important, and there's an actual reason to it because this came out today. Then James came out and said, I still don't know, but somehow Steve Rogers staying in the past and changing things by being with Carter has some importance in Doomsday. And he actually tweeted that, I didn't put when, but it was a couple days ago, which then this came out. Steve traveled back in time to live with Peggy. He created the incursions. Doom wants him dead. Now, I don't think he caused the incursions. Hear me out. He's not in a different universe. He's just in a different timeline.
You think that matters?
He's still, well, no, he's still on the same timeline, but he's on a branch of the timeline. So he's still in the same timeline. We got to go into some key points. This is regarding Loki and exactly what could have happened. So, season 1, the series begins with Loki's escape from the 2012 timeline in Avengers Endgame. But the TVA intervened, and the exploration of the multiverse means the show spans across different points in time. So,
apologies, I didn't hear what you said.
Oh, I just said just peak stuff there. I just remember watching that first episode of Loki, and then watching that Endgame scene. Just peak stuff, great stuff.
Spans across different points in time. So Loki still comes from 2012, but he is pulled out of time. Season 2 continues immediately after the events of Season 1, with Loki and Sylvie's actions leading to the creation of the multiverse and the need to fix the fractured timeline. The TVA perspective is because the TVA exists outside of normal time, the series can jump between different points in the MCU's timeline, making the placement more complex. So when Loki was with He Who Remains and got rid of him, I think that's the point, because if you remember, Loki enabled the ability of free will. So at that point, nobody's pruning, nobody's doing any of those things, right? My thing is this is one of 3 theories. So when Loki takes over the TVA, he changed everything, giving free will. Did that stop the TVA from pruning Steve when he went back in time? Maybe he was not meant to go back in time and do certain events, and originally he wouldn't have done. Now, my thing is this. At the same time, say the free will was going, right? And then everything started branching off and the loom exploded and everything. There were so many timelines going on that nobody really could have kept track. So Steve could have been the one variant that slipped under the radar. This right here doesn't make any sense. Another theory would be that He Who Remains never made the TVA go for Steve because he would be the key to stopping the multiverse war. When he dies, Steve would have to make the sacrifice by restarting the entire world. See, now that right there doesn't really make sense, because how is he beating Doom? Him dying doesn't really do anything if Doom destroys the entire timeline. My thing is this. If there are 100 Steve Rogers and they're all on a line, right? They're all, because this is the way that Waldron explained it. There are a bunch of different things going on at the same time. So there's 100 Steve Rogers and they're all doing the same thing. They all go back in time. They all put the stones away. The one Steve Rogers that decides to stay in time with Peggy ruined it all. It branches everywhere. I don't know how the incursions are involved and whatnot, but this is what causes like catastrophic issues. This is how Doom could have been born. This is how the X-Men could have been involved. There's a bunch of different possibilities that could have happened just from Steve staying in that point. So by being a selfish simp, did Steve Rogers just doom the multiverse?
Pause that. Now, obviously, this is just his theory. And I do agree with what Best Eater said too. Geeky does think that he knows every goddamn thing, and he is kind of insufferable sometimes on Twitter.
That was good.
That was good. I thought that was very good. That's why we shared it. I thought that was very good what he put. But and to answer some of the other questions in there, D Sizzle said Molecule Man. From our understanding, no Molecule Man at all whatsoever. There will be no Molecule Man. What he said there about Steve going back in time, and then this is the way that you could say that anything could have happened in that timeline. This is how you could say the X-Men are involved, Fantastic Four are involved. I don't necessarily like that because it's like So we're still saying that they have been here the entire time because it's just a branch timeline of the same universe. So I don't really like that one, but yeah, I think that I mean they've got some theories going for sure.
Yeah,
I mean
I'd like to
that's
see them implemented and just make fans happy.
yeah.
After this, we're done with the multiversal time stuff. I don't have to hear about, well, don't worry, it's still in the same universe, just on a different branch of the timeline. See, that makes it different. Bro, Deadpool was able to go to different universes and different time points and different everything. He was in the void. Universes and timelines, variant branch of universes are the same thing to me. They're not the original. They're not the home base. And it's all mumbo jumbo in my head. So I'm really the wrong guy. Just complete the story and I'll accept whatever stupid rules you make, knowing that there's going to be a reset and knowing that the plot of Secret Wars towards the ending, we conquered the villain, we beat him. Now everything can go back to normal. Whatever normal is, I'm accepting it. Let's go.
Yeah. The last thing on that we can show is just from the very beginning of that Earth's Mightiest Heroes video to kind of understand what I think is what they're doing.
Okay. Let's Earth's Mightiest Heroes share.
0. Forward to time index 3.2.
This would have been so much better with Kang.
Ahead, 0.39.
Time disturbance in progress.
Kang stuff could have been so dope.
Initiate chronal jump to damage.
See how them indoctrinated the kids with climate change and activism because the icebergs throughout time have gotten smaller? This is going to make our kids vote for the liberals, bro. This is bad.
Please base. Report.
The fabric of time-space is in the process of rupturing.
Show me. All ships begin transtemporal.
That's what I think is something they're either pulling inspiration from or what they're doing. I think this was still the original plan with Kang. You've just now done it with Doom, because this whole thing still smells of Kang, like the time. Like we're still time traveling. Who knows time better than Kang? So of course they really dropped the ball on this one. It sucks. It sucks because I think it really could have been dope. Some shit with Kang really could have been dope. Yeah.
It makes you think the anchor being is Steve Rogers in that universe.
Maybe.
So who's the anchor being here? That's the mystery.
I don't know.
It's T'Challa, because any way to remind you he's dead is they're going to use.
Well, that can segue us into T'Challa.
I want to segue into the super chat.
Well, go ahead there.
Well, we're moving on now to the side.
They definitely flipped the storyline for Doom, just like they flipped Spider-Man and Ironheart's storyline. Spider-Man was a loner. Riri Williams wasn't a gang member.
Yeah. Yep.
Dang, Boxats.
Like flip Spider-Man, Ironheart storyline. Spider-Man. I was reading it. Spider-Man was a loner. Yeah, I mean, the MCU's, they're going to do whatever they want to do when it comes to characters, stories, characters' origins, the way they're, they've made that clear. All right. Now, with them making that clear, something we've talked about so many times, and it gets brought up. You want to bring up Bo's tweet. You want to read what he said first. Bo DeMay was on Twitter yesterday, and he was talking like he typically has been doing about just things that we are not privy to that have been going on behind the scenes as far as conversations, emails, feelings, co-workers, all that kind of stuff. Everything that's been involved behind the scenes over at Marvel Studios, he's kind of been sharing some things that he can share. And when first asked about the Black Panther deal, he said the reason that he couldn't put him into the show because he felt that he was still trying to honor Chadwick Boseman, and it was disrespectful, and they wanted to do that, and that was what they were told. Well, remember, I had said then that doesn't make any sense. I had said then there's something more that we're not being told. I remember there's even in our personal DMs between me, you, and Marcus, I would screenshot certain things he said, and I'm like, see, there's something he's not sharing with us about this. And it has been revealed what he said yesterday as why T'Challa, the Black Panther, cannot be used in some of these or in anything that Marvel's doing.
Give me a sec. I want to find the exact words he used about continuity, but I can't find it.
I'll see if I can. I might have it in my stuff.
Yeah, you might have it saved. Okay, but just for the olds.
Are you looking for it still?
Yeah,
are you looking at mine? Yeah, I was looking at my stuff like that too. I'm trying to. The only thing I have is the live stream I did on it, which I'm sure I can skim.
I can also play this part.
This is set in the 90s. If T'Challa is the natural successor and is more of our era now, he would have still been a kid at that time. And while it is sort of retconny, based on what
dumbass shit, this is dumbass shit.
So why is Spider-Man a grown man? This is set in the 90s. Why is Spider-Man grown with Mary Jane? Huh? It's in the 90s.
That's what he said. Humanity before continuity. Boom.
That was the one. Did you find the tweet?
No, I didn't find the tweet, but I put it on the cover of the thumbnail that day. He said humanity over continuity. I can't find the exact tweet, but I'm sure if you type humanity over continuity
90
in his shit, you'll find it.
Over continuity. Did he? Fuck, I still don't see the tweet. Interesting. Did I misspell Bo DeMeo? At Bo DeMeo, humanity over continuity. Let me not use the word over. Continuity. How about just humanity? And this was last year, right?
2024, yeah.
Come on, Bo. It's fine. I'll just believe you. You said humanity over continuity. That's the words he used.
Yeah, I remember when he said that. Humanity over continuity.
Yeah. Anyways. Well, where were we going with this? His tweet from today?
I'm pretty sure it's right here in this quote here. Let me make sure it's here before I send this to you. Oh, here it is.
Share it yourself. There's no sound on it.
Bo DeMeo later added, as I said at the time, I didn't feel right just as a matter of respect. If it were today, I think the choice may be different. Either way, trying to spin it as something other than that makes no sense. Before that, he said, I don't know why Marvel had certain directors trying to spin and lie about this, but we protected X-Men 97 Season 1 in early 2021, he said on X. The loss of Boseman weighed heavily on the studio as well as on me as a black man. Felt too soon to do T'Challa, put humanity over continuity. So
that
he said that this was said last year in 2024, put humanity over continuity. This was the answer to the many questions as to why it wasn't T'Challa in 97, why it was T'Chaka in 97. They said then humanity over continuity. That's what he said, that his choice was as to doing it. But now we go to yesterday.
But I want to just say though, right before you go to yesterday, is this the first time he spoke on it?
Wasn't on what?
On humanity over continuity. Was there another time he spoke on it that I just don't remember?
No, this was the only time I remember him having that, because this was the only time that he's ever really given a Black Panther. He's never really had any reason to give us a Black Panther opinion of his until in the show 97 that he helped create. We saw T'Challa was not in it. It was T'Chaka. It made no sense. When you have the creator, I'm blanking on name, help me, of the episode that they did from the 90s show, Black creator of the episode, they said they had to decode the name Black Panther just to get him in the episode.
It's like Larry Holmes.
I'm blanking on the name. But when he came out and flat out said that no, it was T'Challa I used in my episode, and then went through describing how they had to kind of keep that confidential because they didn't even want them to do a Black Panther episode like that, let alone he was even wanting to do a Black Panther series. They wouldn't let him do that. So if he was saying then in the 90s, no, that's T'Challa, and we were showing you screenshots even then that, not Bo, I'm talking about everybody just in general, showing it was Larry Houston. Thank you, Lawrence. Then yes, that's T'Challa. So the whole thing, humanity over continuity or whatever they decided to do, that's why none of that ever made sense. So when you fast forward to yesterday, clearly it wasn't just humanity over continuity. It's what, and I'm when I say this stuff, please don't make it, I don't want to make it seem like I'm tooting a horn, or I don't want to make it sound like because I don't want to be right, but it is what I have been saying. Who do they run through when it comes to the Black Panther within the MCU? Who did he say they run through? Who did they have to ask?
Was it A, Kevin Feige, B, Nate Moore, or C, Ryan Coogler?
And I know nobody has been wanting to believe me or Tina or some of the others when we say these things, but I've never had any concrete evidence, but I just reading the fucking room, reading the tea leaves, reading how these people tiptoe and tap dance around the conversation of Black Panther, around the conversation of T'Challa, I knew without a shadow of a doubt, if you want anything done in that IP within the MCU, you have to ask Ryan. I've been saying that. I've been trying to warn people that. That's why I've been saying, don't expect to see the brother in the third movie. That's why Tina and I have said when talking about the Russos or in talking about them doing Avengers Doomsday, have they cleared that with Ryan? Because he's gonna have to pick their story's gonna have to somewhat line up with what he's going to want to do in the third one. He doesn't have to move his mountain to the Avengers. The Avengers have to move their mountain to Cougler. Been saying this.
And what's Cougler's mountain? This little shit. He grows up and he becomes the Black Panther. He's T'Challa enough. It'll be just like the old T'Challa. A dead end. A character which I cannot invest in because he won't exist past the reboot. He only exists because Ryan Coogler can't get over T'Challa being played by someone who's not Chadwick Boseman. That emotional, impulsive 2020 feeling is going to have lasting effects all the way through time. Like the greatest Black character ever can't appear on screen because a guy who's directing can't get over what his brother Derek Boseman has easily gotten over and understands what respect actually is, making it so that Chadwick Boseman gets to be the progenitor of this great character. And every time we see T'Challa, we go, yeah, thanks to Chad and his great performance, because if he didn't perform well and stunk it up, we wouldn't have what we have. Thanks to Chad, we get to have a black character be on par with Iron Man and Cap and everybody.
Right.
Ryan Cougler says, so this is a quote tweet about the Black Panther, and then, been saying this recast T'Challa, respect T'Challa. Bo DeMeo says, I feel like there's a connection between certain folks at Marvel Studios, nicknaming me Wesley and acting like all black people are interchangeable, and this idea that any black person can be Black Panther. Protect the mantle of Captain America and blame the black guy when the movie fails, but, oh, Black Panther? Any dark skin will do. Fuck. They did that, didn't they? Didn't fucking Kevin Feige say something about how Anthony Mackie, or we didn't have Chris Evans as Steve Rogers? That's why the movie didn't make money.
He did say that. He said the movie didn't. He said Captain America: Brave New World was a fail because Steve Rogers wasn't in it.
Okay.
So again, this is kind of the rant I went on yesterday. When everybody keeps saying, like, and I get it, the hope, but when they've shown you for the past 5 years, they don't give a good goddamn about black characters. At some point, that hope has to fizzle. At some point, you have to stop thinking with hope and start thinking with logic and reason and what they're actually doing. And what they are actually doing is not giving a good goddamn about black characters. They tried to elevate Sam, but they showed you they really didn't care about Sam. They showed the lack of care in Ironheart by not promoting it until 10 days before it got put on Disney Plus, then dropping it all, or dropping 3 episodes 1 week, 3 episodes the next week. They canceled Armor Wars. Blade is where?
Okoye has a TV show, doesn't she?
That show's canceled. Monica's
No.
show's canceled.
There's no Photon show? Huh.
All gone. So I don't, and then when they killed the king, and on top of killing him, said, and it's for that reason we will not be recasted because we honor and love Chadwick Boseman so much. What from 2020 to 2025 has told you we care about black characters? We're recasting T'Challa. And not only that, one of the things outside of even the studio, because what we've even learned from him was something I've been saying, never been, concrete evidence on, but just thinking, is it flows through Cougler. So it takes me back to my original argument of why would Wakanda Forever change, or why would anything in Black Panther 3 be any different from what was established in Wakanda Forever if it runs through Cougler? Well, Darius, maybe he's had a change of heart. And then we're still living in that 2020 fantasy.
Patrick Andrews Jr. says, y'all still think a black man has all the power at Marvel and Disney? All right. Why are we reading what Bo DeMeo says? When we'll keep reading. Why do we read that and then say, you guys are such conspiracy theorists? Yes, Kevin Feige, the white guy, said this.
His portrayal of T'Challa, the Black Panther, is iconic and transcends any iteration of the character in any other medium from Marvel's past. And it's for that reason that we will not recast the character.
But Ryan Cougler also has his quotes about his truth and what he wouldn't. Ryan Cougler truth. Did I have that clip? Shit.
And what's on the screen right now is not the quote here that Bo gave where he says they had to go through Cougler.
It's coming. It's the next one. It's the next tweet underneath where it says, any dark skin will do. Bo. It's nice to hear you. It's nice to hear you say that. But you replaced T'Challa with T'Chaka, despite the fact that if all the 90s shows were canon to each other, then T'Chaka was clearly dead in the Fantastic Fours cartoon. Still, yes, T'Challa is not interchangeable with Shuri or Toussaint.
Good on Mirror Knight for that response.
Marvel didn't want to use him, and I understood their emotional reaction. So again, this isn't Bo saying I chose that. It was Marvel didn't want to use him. I understood the emotional reaction. Which happened first?
Push back. In 2024, you said humanity over continuity.
I think he was trying to justify the Marvel decision.
Maybe, but his cat's name is Chadwick. So you can't tell me you don't have some type, and it's specifically named after Boseman. So you can't tell me you don't personally have some type of connection to that. And then when he said, I understood their emotional connection, I didn't.
I need clarification on this. Which happened first? Did you decide first that you didn't want to use the character, or did you ask about it? Oh, we should have Black Panther in it, and then you got the note saying we're not using him. Also, anytime I use the Black Panther characters, my usage and designs had to be vetted by Ryan Cougler. One more time, Patrick, was it who wrote that in the chat? My usage and designs had to be vetted by Ryan Cougler. Using T'Chaka also allowed me to skip the headache I endured when we used the Dora for a quick snippet in episode 10. Ryan Cougler.
My usage and designs had to be vetted by Ryan Cougler. So that, again, as I've been, because I remember people were arguing me down, like, and I can't wait to have this conversation with Marcus this evening. I remember Marcus even telling us, the Russos aren't going to do what Cougler wants to do. This is their film. Make no mistake. It's his character. And I've said that many times. It is his character. When he made the decision, when the decision was left in his hands to decide in not minutes, not hours, but a few seconds, hey, there's nothing more we can do but kill this character. And we're in agreement in this room about that. It became his character. It became his story. It became what he wanted to portray on screen. And he has shown you that. He has shown you that. And he is going to take what he's shown you in 2022 and he's going to put that right back on the screen in 2028 or whenever the fuck. And it's going to pick back up where it left off. I'm not saying you're not going to see T'Challa in Avengers 5 or 6 or 7. You may. And it may be Damson as a either grown up to child, which is what all the scoopers are saying, by the way. I don't need to go through all the scoops and what they've been, but even now, from last summer, last winter, whenever Snyder broke his to now, all the scoopers have been saying it's the kid, it's the kid, it's the kid. I hate to tell you, but it's the kid. So let's continue to sprinkle hope and say that maybe it is T'Challa that Damson is portraying. That's the only time you're going to see him. And then he's going to be gone again.
End of Secret Wars. The problems are solved. T'Challa goes back to his universe because Ryan Coogler can't do it in his movie. Ryan Coogler said this in November when this released in 2022.
It would have been lacking the necessary truth for us to do a good job. And the truth is the well that we pull from as artists. You know, our truth was lost, you know, which is a fact of life. It's the gift and the curse of life. Heroes, great men die, you know?
Yeah. His truth is that T'Challa is dead and he will not recast T'Challa. That emotional obstacle of Ryan Coogler and Kevin Feige and Nate Moore, but Ryan Coogler specifically, if we got to vet things through him, is keeping the most highest grossing, impactful, positively changing a role model, anti-stereotype, anti-everything negative in the world, a uniting fucking melanated person who can inspire new projects. That truth, that mentality, Chadwick Boseman, T'Challa, that shit is keeping T'Challa. It's racially regressive. It's emotional. It's wrong. And I hope he's changed his mind since then. And since X-Men 97, I'm just hearing about this now. Maybe last year he changed his mind. We did hear him laugh when they asked him about it on Shannon Sharp and on the Breakfast Club too. We heard him joke it off. But we never heard him say, no, I can recast T'Challa. I got no problems. I don't think he can do T'Challa. I think he's going to say, Toussaint is older now. We're all going to call him T'Challa. And that's it. You know, it's the same fucking thing. It's a substitute character. We're not going to focus on the IP that is legendary. We're just going to make a new one. Invest in this shit. A depreciating asset who won't exist past a reboot. Who doesn't have a fan base. T'Challa's dead. because Chadwick would have wanted it that way when we don't think that way for Christopher Reeve. You guys didn't see Superman yesterday. David Cornsweet was on set, shook hands with fucking Christopher Reeve's son, I mean. And they were like, oh, that's cool. He didn't need my approval. The family member said this. He didn't need my approval. But Dave, you got the approval. Go ahead, do Superman. It's because thanks to people like the dad, Christopher Reeve, that we get Superman continuously and ever presently without skipping a beat. Why we can't treat Chadwick Boseman that way is beyond me. Why we can't celebrate him properly and respect him by continuing the fucking mission racially that he was on. Ryan Cougler.
Yeah, and no, I also disagree there. I don't think pulling a clip from 2022 is insane. The reason I don't think that that's insane because anytime that you are using a point of reference to for anything,
for
people
evidence,
typically dig in the past for things. And rather now, if he had done a recent interview and he's changed his tone since 2022, well, then going to that 2022 interview would be irrelevant. But seeing as we don't have a new interview from him where he has changed his mind and there's been no evidence presented that he has changed his mind, that still makes that interview very much relevant. Very much so.
Patrick.
So what they're going to do with him, there is no what they're going to do with him. They've done what they're going to do with him. He's dead. And again, I've said this before. I said it yesterday. I said it in other videos. When you finally have that recollection and you just accept that and you see it for what it is and its clarity, it doesn't make it easier. You just see it for what it is.
It was Cougler all along. When was it not Cougler? He was always a suspect. He's always a culprit.
No. Because people, here's the thing.
Okay.
People have been going at Feige, Kevin Feige. Kevin Feige was the one that made this decision. Kevin Feige did. Nate Moore made this decision. But we're not vetting decisions about the future of the king through Kevin Feige. We're not vetting decisions about the future of the king through Nate Moore. We're vetting decisions about the future of the Black Panther, T'Challa, through Ryan Cougler.
I understand that. But like as a producer, as the manager, as the guy in charge, you can also say, well, that's ridiculous. That's one of our best superheroes we've got.
He could have. I don't give him flack for that. I don't. He definitely could have. But I agree. Like what D Sizzle just said there. People were giving Ryan passes. They were. That's his friend, and I understood it for the time. I've never been insensitive to that. But what my point to that has always been, in the example I've used, I will continue to use. If that was to happen to one of us or any of you watching, and your job. And you have to take time off from your job, they're going to give you that time to mourn. They're going to give you that time to grieve because it's important. People need time to grieve and mourn. But once you step back into your workplace, it is business as usual.
It should be.
It's business as usual because there's still a business to run. So just because we had and you can say, well, Darius, that wasn't just a business, that was a death within the business. Okay, that none of them even knew was even going to happen. But you claim to have been his best friend, claim to have been so close to him, claim to have been this, but you didn't even know he was dying. You didn't know he was on set in the Black Panther suit, battling cancer, still doing the action and the acrobatic scenes that he was doing. So the point here is, even though that happened within the business or whatever, this is Hollywood. You know how many deaths has happened within the business and the show must go on?
You're talking about like how William Hurt died and the
show continued to win on. Thank you.
They did that.
William Hurt, who passed of what? Cancer?
Well, yeah, it was cancer. Yeah.
Who passed of cancer? Who, in my opinion, because everybody always likes to say, well, Chadwick Boseman's legacy was just so great. Okay, well, if we want to talk about legacy is something that's left within something, you left a footprint in something, right? Okay, Chadwick Boseman's legacy was great, but if we're talking about the character of not William Hurt, we're not even talking about Chadwick Boseman. I'm talking about T'Challa, and I'm talking about Thunderbolt Ross. If we're talking about the legacy of Thunderbolt Ross within the MCU, it is greater than that of T'Challa's. Why? Because he has had more footprints within the MCU than T'Challa. When T'Challa has shown up, it's been in one film and a few cameos. All of Thunderbolt Ross have been cameos, but he was there in the inception. He was there in 2008 whenever they did the first Incredible Hulk film, when he showed up in the post-credit scene and he was in the entire film. He showed up or you had Iron Man talking to him. He's in Black Widow. He's in all these other films. So what made that legacy any different to where you could say, but you know what? Be damn William Hurt. We're gonna go get Harrison Ford and insert Red Hulk into a film he has no business being in. But we're gonna recast that character. And somehow people were like, that's not the same. That's different.
His legacy is that of a gatekeeper. That's his legacy. That's how we're choosing to honor him. That's disrespectful. That's crazy. That's unprecedented. That's his legacy, though.
Yeah, that's his legacy.
There's a couple more tweets from that thread, none as revealing, but it's Bodemayo answering now. What the F? My guess was true. How the hell did they give Cougler complete control of the Black Panther franchise? I think we wanted our Dora to have dreads and afros, and it was vetoed. I really don't care about the hairstyles that much, but sure, thanks for that information. He's vetoing the designs and stuff. Yeah, they are. And that's why I was like, okay, we wanted to show different black hairstyles, but I got the notes.
I like that he added that. I mean, I'm sure there's more that was vetoed, but I like that he added that because it just added to the, like, something as small as this. Like, brother, we couldn't even give Dora's.
Yeah.
So something as small as this, brother, we couldn't even do that. So yeah. If he's vetoing hairstyles, what do you think he's doing with characters? Yeah.
So crazy. An animated show, which is continuing fucking continuity from 90s, where we were supposed to already have T'Chaka died and Claw took him. I watched that Fantastic Four episode. And you're just continuing what already exists. How does Ryan Coogler go and have the ability to say that? You should be able to be like, actually, hold on, no, wait. This wouldn't work. Nope. Damn it. Continuity, schmontinuity.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's where we are. It's where we are. I'm now not as sure as I was about T'Challa in Avengers 6 and 7. Is it 6 and 7, 5 and 6, 6 and 7, whichever one? The next two Avenger films. I'm not as sure about Damson playing T'Challa as he is playing the new MCU T'Challa, because that's, again, when I say that, I just want to make sure everybody knows what I'm saying when I say that. That's what they're going to call him. They're not going to call him Toussaint. He's not going to be to Junior or any of that. He's going to be T'Challa.
When I said recast T'Challa, I didn't say just for 2 movies, in Avengers and Secret Wars and Doomsday, and I'm happy. I want the continual on-screen presence of the greatest black character ever. That's kind of like part of it. It's not to be minced with words. It's not well, there's the character T'Challa, but you can do the portrayal of T'Challa with a substitute. No. T'Challa, the actual one. The one Chad played, recast that. Oh, that's too foul, you're too sensitive. Get a variant. Who is T'Challa? Like Shuri's brother, not Shuri's nephew. Get a variant. Put him in the world. Make it work. He can still be king. If you can figure out how that all makes sense, that'd be cool too. You can still be emotionally, no, Chad is the only T'Challa, but you get a multiverse. All right, Cougler. Okay. It's fine. But
and it's
Toussaint,
crazy.
But this Toussaint route is really racially regressive. And you got to think that way about long-term investments and characters who were just created 2 years ago, who don't have the fan base that they have, and they don't have the future. If you think that when you're done and you're doing Sinners Part 4 and 5 and you're in your 70s, you think they're going to be using the Toussaint to child character and building on that IP, you're sorely mistaken. You're just making everyone care about a character. No matter how popular Toussaint TJ gets, and they call him T'Challa, no matter how big he gets, this character will be crumpled and thrown away. And they'll do the actual story of Black Panther should things reboot. In cartoons, video games like Marvel Rivals, they used T'Challa. They will continue using actual T'Challa. Comic books, if they scrap T'Challa and they say, here, everyone, buy this new comic book, we're calling his son T'Challa, no one's picking that up. T'Challa is the IP that you got the privilege to work on and elevate, which you did with that first movie. And since then, it's been a downward trajectory. You saying?
I was just saying, it's just crazy that they are just mean to give you more if you need more proof or whatever. I mean, you call it proof, evidence, whatever. they're willing to bring back all these old characters and things like that, and have them possibly stay even on. You heard. Well, here we go. Never mind. You heard, not on that part. I was just going to say, I'll say this though. You heard Kevin Feige just recently say in an interview, or was it with Variety, in that big thing where he only invited people he trusted into the room to write down his words. They are going to recast Iron Man and Captain America in the reboot. That is something that he said. That's something that the president of the studio said. They are going to recast Iron Man and Captain America because those two characters, he believes, that because Steve Rogers wasn't in Brave New World, it's why it failed. He believed those two characters were the main success, and I can give you obviously that they were. I mean, Iron Man is the godfather, in my opinion, of the MCU, giving them having so much success of the Infinity Saga. But again, how quickly we forget what Black Panther did as a billion-dollar film, something I don't think Iron Man ever had. But he said they're recasting those two. I think in order for something new to be done with the Black Panther franchise, and I said this yesterday for those that weren't here, Cougler has to be gone, and I do think that he's gone after this third one. I personally do, and the only reason I think that is just based off of his words. He has said that, he has been tied down to doing franchise films for a while, and he is now wanting to branch off and do more creative films like Sinners. So if he branches off and does those more creative films, then that leaves a now gap in direction for the future of the Black Panther franchise, to where somebody could come in, because I don't think this is more so just Marvel saying we don't want T'Challa. I don't know. I mean, I don't really know. I don't really know. But you could have somebody come in, either pick up where he left off, because again, if he gets his way, and we don't know how time is going to work after the soft reboot, after the new 999 or whatever the fuck it's going to be called is put together. We don't know where in time we're going to be on the timeline in Black Panther 3. So that kid could be aged up a little bit. He could be a little bit older. So if they do go that route and he's T'Challa, either the new director picks up with T'Challa, his T'Challa, or I don't know. What do you do as a new director? You come in and say, fuck those first 4 films. We're doing our own thing. I mean, I don't know. So, but that yesterday when he said that was that. I mean, I knew that. Never actually knew it, but I knew that. I knew, like, there's no way he has no say in what the fuck goes on with this character when he made such a drastic decision with the character. It's like, no way.
They better sign Bo DeMayo to a non-disclosure. Gina Carano, all right, you got your job back, X-Men 97. They better, before it's too late.
It is what it is.
Can I say something though? Chat, if you had to ask Bo DeMayo something on Twitter and you guaranteed he's gonna respond to your tweet, what would you ask him?
That's a good question.
William says we might get T'Challa 3 in the next Avengers movie. You don't know? We might get T'Challa 3. I don't know what that means. Like the son of Tucson? Like 3?
The son of Tucson is crazy. The son of Tucson.
Oh, chat's not answering the question.
That's a very good question, though. Maybe if you tell them why you've asked that question,
we got
maybe
a super
that might
chat.
give them incentive.
Super chat from Sunset.
Shooting. Made you look. You a slave to a page in my rhyme book. Getting big money, playboy, your time's up.
Thank you. And fucking I am too flat cam says Marvel can go to hell. Who will Batista play in DC? He'll play Bane. He'll play whatever he wants to play. But James Gunn likes him, so he'll use him. Have him versus Peacemaker in a movie, that'd be cool. That'd be a rematch from
some people. Oh, sorry, you got some people answering you. William said, "I don't know Bo like that." Wait, what did he ask? Oh, I thought he was answering the T'Challa 3 thing. People are answering.
All right.
Why was Storm sidelined? I would ask him what was his end goal for the X-Men 97 and how would he end it. I ain't got no questions for Bo because he's a whistleblower and he gonna just tell anything. My questions are for Cougler. Why he do Gambit like that? T'Challa the Third, that's a mage. Andre said, "Oh, Marvel is gonna Marvel." Why is Roberto light skin? And then I said, "Oh no." Lawrence also said, "I would ask him if he's still suing Marvel and where he is on that process, since he talks so much on Twitter."
Didn't he touch on why Roberto's light skinned and how like there was a limit on how black you could be because you already got Bishop? Now let's do the Latinos. That'd be interesting though to hear like that's how the studio actually thinks.
Did he say? Was it that? Now, before I respond, was it in those words? Because I remember that conversation, but that was a hefty news time. He had a lot going on. We had T'Challa from Snyder, Bo's at the time allegations. X-97 was currently running, or not currently running. It just ended. Because if they said that, then it's like, okay, well, there's even more evidence that it's like, it's too black. Too much, you already got enough black characters.
This pie graph has been satisfied with Storm and with Bishop. We will not have an abundance that there is a such thing as too much black here at Marvel. Whoever that creative was. What was her name?
Check
Dana?
yourselves.
It's crazy.
Check yourself. Yeah.
I wouldn't ask, what does he really think of T'Challa's legacy? That's like, who the fuck cares what somebody thinks of T'Challa's legacy who's not writing T'Challa? How did he really send explicit photos? That's the hot topic issue, yeah. I remember he got dragged for that and Emma. You know he was the model for Magneto. I don't think that's right to say. You know he was the you mean like you believe he sent photos, like a reference picture of what it should look like? You mean that?
There's pictures of him in that pose with the helmet.
Yeah. What notes did Kevin Feige? Yeah, that's a good one. How much control does Feige have over it all? I know I want to ask him what would have X-Men 97 looked like? Like that would be but you know, you can't really reveal stuff like that, right? He probably would not explain that because he could be ghostwriting X-Men 97 if you think about it.
I doubt it. Why go through all this just to again work for the company that you are publicly shitting on?
Well, just having an idea and saying, "Yo, you guys should do this," and then you know his friends who are still working there actually end up doing it. Oh, that was a good plan. Yeah, his friends would be like, "Yo, you see, we're at the office. We're working on episode 5, 6, and this is that," and then Bo be like, "Oh, that was stupid. They should have done that instead." And then one of them says, "Okay, I'll suggest it," and then they call him the next day, "Yo, Bo, they thought it was my idea, but I did." Like, if you got friends who still work in the spot.
Maybe.
Season 4 was already finished. Yeah, but they're redoing season 2 was already finished. They're like writing it over and expounding. They don't want to credit him, which is kind of the problems. He started it all because of the credit thing, right? They didn't give him the Emmy invitation. They're not going to credit him anymore. He's like, all right, what am I quiet for? Him and Rob Liefeld, though, it's been fun.
Rob did that video he did. But see, Rob's is different than Bo's. Bo's is more mature, you know, putting things out. Rob's actually making videos. Damn, where is that video? Did I?
Where is it at?
Let me see. I hope. I do have it.
We have another super chat. Alrighty.
I need a dollar, dollar, dollar. That's what I need. Hey, hey. Well, I need a dollar.
Darius is Bruno in Encanto. He always right libvifus.
Hey, not always, and I don't want to be right even about this. I still pray like there's something that I'm missing and it's wrong, but I just like, hey, been saying for a minute, I just don't see how this man has no creative control when he made the most drastic decision with the character ever.
Brother Stark tagged me. Talk about this. You know.
Marvel Zombies premieres September 24th. It'll be episodes weekly. They think it's going to do fantastic. It was originally going to be a film.
Oh, Rob Liefeld did a video.
I told you this man his is worse than Bo's. His is like a child.
I herald your lies. I'm Reed Richards. I can stretch 15 feet. Ah! In the comics, I stretch 100 feet. I herald your bullshit. The kaiju looked better. The kaiju in Superman looked better. They should have stopped motion this badass. Why did you use that guy's face? I'm so productive. This Galactus is better.
Hell yeah. Give me that.
The Galactus looked like it was made of tape.
Let me have it.
Clay and plastic. Oh man, it was so just okay. When did they get bad at this? Galactus sucked.
He said, I herald your bullshit. Yeah, Rob's
That's a first. The face of Galactus looked sourpuss. That's a complaint. He's a giant monster. It's Galactus.
Yeah, that's funny. Obviously, as you can tell, different ways of griping, but Rob has been relentless with his Fantastic Four hate.
I find Rob. Hey, remember yesterday? I was recast T'Challa similar to the Snyder Cut. Was totally different. We're totally different. It's about representation. It's about same with Bo. Bo DeMayo's fight is more so like about being treated respectfully, his rights, his the workplace environment. Rob is just, bro, Kevin didn't shake my hand at the convention, at the red carpet. It's on. That movie wasn't good. So I feel like they're different. I still would want them to mix though. I'd still want to see, what we could get out of that podcast. That'd be cool. If they just both sat down for an hour. No restrictions.
Yeah. If anybody's interested, you get your first you get your first, I don't know, is this canon on the timeline, Marvel Zombies? Blade's in it. Yay! And he is modeled after Mahershala Ali. Yay!
That's something.
We've known that one though, and I don't know if Mahershala's voicing him. Doubt it. They're not paying Mahershala Ali to come in and voice an animated show.
No. He did do Uncle Aaron, though. Uncle Aaron was voiced by him.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm saying they're not going to shell out the money to pay him, the actor he is, to come in and do Marvel Zombies.
Not to go off topic, but I'm kind of curious who wasn't the bet. Who won the bet? Killmonger. How much of these decisions are Marvel and how much are Disney? How much Marvel, how much... I don't think Disney cares that much about something like Mahershala Ali or Galactus's face. So I would go the guy who produced the movie, Kevin Feige. The guy who's in charge of this Marvel shit. They know better.
Yeah.
We also need to stop saying Disney and Marvel. We got to point our finger at people who are directly responsible, which is what this is about. Bodemeo said Ryan Coogler needs to vet these things. So let's not just say Marvel. So let's say Kevin Feige, Ryan Coogler when it's time. And let's not say Disney either. Bob Iger, Bob Paycheck, Bob, whoever is in charge at the time. You gotta be there. I think. Never mind. I was gonna talk about James Gunn, but I don't want to sidetrack too much. They're paying Ali to not work for them.
That's funny. Paying Ali to not work for him. Let me see. Is there anything else going on that I missed?
Just talk about it tonight.
No, that's true. That would be the Pantheon, wouldn't it? That would be it. Well,
are you gonna clip this or will I? Because I don't want to do it if you're gonna do it.
Are you talking about like clip it, put it on YouTube?
The bit right now we did on Black Panther, like the last half hour. I was thinking about sitting down editing it, but if you're gonna do it, we shouldn't both do it.
I'll do tonight's. If you want to do this one's, I'll do because we're gonna have this conversation with Marcus.
Yeah, gotcha. I'll work on that. I'll work on a Static Shock and Batman Beyond news story. That'll be interesting. That came out yesterday that there's going to be a comic book. It's going to be like the first time I actually talk about comic books specifically and go on DC's website to talk about this and what it means. Pull up Spoiler Kings' John Boyega encounter that we talked about. The series is launching this fall under a DC Elseworlds imprint. Not Milestone, DC Elseworlds, and there's more to read into that.
I also think we should try to get my bestie on this evening with us.
Henry,
when has Henry ever been on screen? Have you ever seen Henry's face? You never will.
Who's your best friend?
I'm not talking about like not the best friend I can just literally go to his house. I'm talking about Tina. Get away from my camera. What are you doing? Move.
Okay. I was talking to Torian, and Torian's gonna join us tonight.
Okay. Tina as well. I think Tina has good insight. And I really like Tina. I really fuck with Tina. Like me and Tina would be like really like probably best friends in real life. I fucks with her. Yeah.
Your bestie.
Shout out Tina.
She dreads me.
Yeah, shout out she dreads me. So we are back tonight. Pantheon, you don't want to miss that one. You don't want to miss that one. You heard now, obviously, there will probably be some things I mimic or repeat, or maybe Chill mimics or repeats that we said today, maybe with some new things that are presented from other opinions like Torian, Marcus, and possibly Tina, to have a more nuanced conversation about it, to see other opinions and thoughts on it as well. So we'll hopefully see you all back here this evening. That is at 8:15 Central and Eastern Standard Time. We are live for the Pantheon stream. There'll be other topics outside of that Black Panther one if other big things are happening today. But hope you all can come back, and hope we appreciate everybody for this stream coming in, and the conversations, the supers, it all. Appreciate it. We had another, well, there's more questions there. Let me see. What was that one? Mine thing scrolls up too far. How much of these decisions are Marvel and how much are Disney? Oh, did you read that one?
Yeah, but what's your answer?
Marvel. I think it. Man, I don't know. I think a lot of them are Marvel. More so than Disney. I don't know how often Iger's sitting in these Marvel meetings. You know, he's got to take. He's looking over Marvel, Star Wars, Lucasfilm, Disney itself. You know,
James Cameron Avatar.
Yeah, I mean, so I say it's more Marvel. Not that he doesn't give his input. I mean, he was the one that came out and said, "Hey, Fantastic Four was a success. We're working on the sequel." All right, Bob. All right. So Anyway, we're back here live at, like I said, 8:15 Central Standard Time. So if you liked what you saw here today and you are not subscribed, please go ahead and hit that subscription button. Remember to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a friend that we are live here every Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time and 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's for the morning report. And every Thursday, we are live for the Pantheon stream at 8:15. So come back for that and bring someone with you. If you haven't hit the like on this video, please do. It helps us out over here. And as I always say, and as he says,
taste the biscuits.
Oh, not that. Sorry. Not that one. Not that one. Not that's Cornelius's thing. Love you all. Have a very blessed day. And thank you guys for watching. Take care.